Hello, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. This is your tarot, rune, and oracle reading for the fourth quarter of 2024. So this will cover October, November, and December. I can't believe we're already in the fourth quarter. I'm so excited to do this reading, though. So the rune that came out to represent this time as a whole for you is called Wonjo, and it's coming out in this inverted position. And this is the rune of happy endings. Having it come out reversed for you for your fourth quarter reading shows, well, let me explain something. Before I started doing your reading and I was like stirring up the runes and I started shuffling the cards, I got this like vision in my head, this thought in my head of this friend that I have. And this friend of mine, who is a Capricorn, I don't know if it's going to be relevant to you, they just don't know how to say no. It's like if I ask them to hang out and they don't want to hang out, instead of saying, oh no, I don't feel like hanging out, I'd rather just like literally do anything else or sit on my couch and do nothing. They just have to come up with some sort of excuse, like, oh, I have to help my mother, or I have to help this person, or oh, suddenly I can't. They can never just say, no, I don't feel like it. And I reassured them several times, like, I'm not going to get offended if you just say no. You know, you don't have to come up with these elaborate sort of lies. And they just don't know how to do that. And then with Wonjo coming out in reverse, this is a rune that can kind of predict that somebody is being deceitful or underhanded, but it's not with malicious intent. It's so they can, quote unquote, protect your feelings, but that is still really annoying. So be on the lookout for any type of behavior like that going on in your life, any friends in your life who, instead of communicating their feelings towards you, like especially if they have a problem or if something's wrong, they just sort of start acting very passively. And you know, a lot of people are at danger of doing this right now because Mars is currently in Cancer, which is not a really strong placement. It sort of gives Mars, which is the planet of action and, you know, our physical vitality, but it also rules over war and problems. So Mars in Cancer can be a very passive-aggressive type of communicator. So that's something to pay attention to there, any passive-aggressive communication. There could be prospective lovers or business partners, friends in your life right now where it's like you sort of idealize them. You may be putting them on a pedestal a little bit, but at the end of the day, like, are they going to be able to communicate when something is wrong? When something is difficult to communicate, are they going to be able to speak up about their feelings, or are they going to try to protect your feelings and be self-sacrificing and a people pleaser? People pleasing is dishonest. There, I said it. Okay, people pleasing is a form of dishonesty, and it's a slap in the face to people who appreciate honesty in their communication. Because, for example, if I am inviting a friend out and they do not want to go out, they don't want to do what I want to do, and instead of saying that, they just go along with it and feel resentful towards me, that is being dishonest. That is as bad as lying, because you are putting me in an uncomfortable position by not speaking up, and now you're harboring negative feelings towards me because you don't know how to advocate for yourself, because you don't know how to speak up. Dumb. So I feel like anybody who is like that in your life, there could be issues cropping up around them. I definitely feel like this quarter is going to call out that sort of behavior. People pleasing, self-sacrificing, not advocating for yourself. It's going to call this behavior out within yourself as well as within others. So if you have any sort of connection with that behavior, it's really going to come to the surface this quarter. Anybody in your life who does a lot of people pleasing or they don't speak up, you may have some issues with them this quarter. If you don't have anyone like that in your life, you don't have to worry. Okay, but you should also look out for underhanded business dealings as well. Whether somebody's trying to sell you something or work with you, just make sure everything's fair and square. We have Pachamama coming out in reverse as your overall spiritual message at this time. Pachamama is basically Mother Earth. Here's what it looks like upright. Very stunning. So when this card comes out in reverse, it's Mother Earth, Pachamama, trying to give you some form of medicine for your soul this quarter. A big lesson is coming in for you this quarter. Here's what it says. You still believe that you have been cast out of the Garden of Eden, that you are motherless and homeless. You suppose that you need to work very hard to survive or thrive. It is time to stop suffering. Let go of that old myth and realize that you are given the garden to rejoice in and to become its steward. Your melancholy is really a longing to return to the heart of Pachamama. Listen deeply to the mother who is always there for you. Walk in beauty and honor all life. Very stunning. Stunning message there. And this is a message that's been coming through strongly for the collective. The belief that you have to work yourself to the bone in order to be successful in life and have a happy life and have things flow well for you is a negative, limiting, false belief. You can have what you want. You can be successful. You can be in love, and it can be very easy. Think about that. Connect with Pachamama, do some affirmations, and retrain your brain into realizing that sometimes the easier option is the right option. You know, you don't need to make life more difficult out of this false illusion that the more difficulty and challenges that you go through, the more successful you're going to be. That is false. Your success can come very easily. And I really feel that at this time, the universe is favoring people who don't work themselves tooth and nail and grind themselves down. You know, sometimes the simple solutions are the best solutions. The easiest way forward is the best way forward. And you guys may be feeling this in more ways than one. Some of you guys may be feeling this in like your own life, you know, all of the hard work that you've put in, all of the effort you put in to be this image of perfection. Some of you may even be going back and being less strict with yourself and realizing, you know what, life doesn't have to be that difficult. You know, there's a balance to everything, and I can enjoy my life. I can indulge here and there. I don't have to be so strict. I don't have to be so hardworking. I don't have to grind myself down. I feel like that's the biggest lesson for you. So we have 9 cards, 3 rows of 3 from the Tarot del Toro here, and each row is going to represent a month. So let's start with October, and we're going to look at all of this together as well and see what the quarter overall wants to represent for you. And of course, we have the Emperor coming out in reverse as your first card, and this is exactly what we were just talking about. The Emperor in reverse is this toxic masculine issue of like, you need to work yourself tooth, bone, and nail, blood, sweat, and tears in order to be happy, in order to be successful, in order to get what you want. And that is simply not the case. This false belief was bestowed upon you by people who were wanting to control mass amounts of people. And this is a belief that it's time to let go of. This is a belief that's ready to exit your life right now. Taking the simple path forward may be your friend at this time. And the Emperor in reverse is asking you to stop putting so much pressure onto yourself. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself to outperform and be in this perfectionist energy. You guys are learning the beauty of simplicity. And in fact, some of you may even be adjusting your appearance to match that. You may be realizing, you know what? Like, I don't necessarily need all these fancy clothes and all this beauty and glamour to be beautiful. You know, maybe just, I don't know. I'm just seeing like a simplification. Sometimes the simplest methods are the most effective. And sometimes you don't need to overcomplicate things. And overcomplicating things can actually repel success at times. That seems to be a big message for you. We have the 6 of Pentacles, and it is in reverse. It took me, you are the 8th sign I'm filming for. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, you're the 8th sign I'm filming for. All the other signs, I did not know how to read these cards upright or in reverse, but then I realized that if I look at the backs of the cards, it shows me that this is in reverse. But yeah, 8 of Pentacles in reverse. is definite, or Six of Pentacles in reverse is definitely a sign that maybe you feel like you've been doing a lot of giving and not that much receiving recently. And it's time for you to step back and stop working so hard. How do I even put this? Some of you guys, if you're working a job, it could be that like you're the best employee that job has, and they really, really, really depend upon you. And it's like, why are you pressuring yourself to put so much integrity, so much hard work into what you're doing if you are not being paid appropriately? So then that becomes step back and don't take on new responsibilities. Relax a little bit at work until you get that raise. Like, oh, you want me to perform it the way that I was just performing? Well, you can pay me accordingly. And then I'll do that. You want me to be loyal to this company? Okay, well, I'll be loyal to this company when you start showing me that via the money that I make. In the meantime, I'm going to be looking for other jobs. You know what I mean? So another thing that can be happening here, and this isn't going to apply to every single Aquarius watching, but some of you guys may have someone in your life who simply cannot give you the level of giving that you want and deserve. So for example, this could be a relationship where the person you're in a relationship with, they are kind of a people pleaser, and they cannot seem to do things right or give to you in the way that you can pour into them. And the months or years spent with them where you've been giving may be really adding up right now, and you may be feeling a little bit tired of that narrative. Any area in your life, Aquarius, it doesn't have to be relationships, it could also be work, like literally any area in your life where you feel frustrated because you've been offering so much and getting so little in return. That is what you are changing this quarter, even if it is tied to a really big dream of yours, like getting your dream business off the ground. It's like you may be putting so much work into offering the best products, not seeing anything in return, and maybe you have competition, or there's other people who have a lot less integrity in their work. They're a lot like not as nice as you are with your work, but they're taking off. You may be taking a note from their book and saying, you know what, if this isn't paying off for me, I'm going to reduce the amount of stress, energy, and worry that I'm putting in as well. And you may be putting in some more like low effort strategies into your life in the areas where you don't really feel like your energy is being reciprocated. We have the Valet of Discs coming out in reverse here. Yeah. This whole top row, all of October, it's giving this vibe of like, okay, if nobody's going to appreciate what I am doing, I'm going to stop doing as much. And it's a simple philosophy in life. Pour energy into the people and places that pour that energy back into you. So if you're trying something, whether it is related to a person, a dream of yours, a goal, whatever, and you're not seeing the results, make an adjustment, make a change, stop giving in that exact way. And you know what? In this journey of making adjustments, you will have people who realize after you stop putting in that work and that effort what you were offering. There may be people here involved with something that you're doing that don't fully appreciate all that you offer until it's gone. And you know what? That's not your problem. Pour effort where effort is returned back to you. And if something is not working, make an adjustment, make a change, make a pivot quickly. I feel like that is really the key to success in both your emotional life and relationships, as well as your business and career. And the most successful business owners that I know are business owners that can make pivots very, very quickly. So instead of just waiting for something to work, they make a change, they make an adjustment, see if that works, see if that sticks. Oh, no, it doesn't? Okay, I'm going to make a pivot again. I'm going to make a change again. And you keep repeating that process over and over and over again until something works, until something sticks, and then you have something successful. It really is that simple. And that's what we're trying to say here with this reading. It really can be that simple. Same thing with relationships. So by yourself, you're peaceful, you're at ease, you are unconditionally in love with life. And it's like, okay, you start dating somebody, and the second it starts to feel like you're putting in a lot more than you're receiving back, or it's draining, or it's taking away from your peace, okay, pivot. Bye. I'm going to go talk to someone else, or I'm going to go back to being single. Goodbye. Being able to pivot very quickly in life is, in my opinion, one of the biggest secret keys to success. And, it takes some time to develop this skill. I remember back when I was like a teenager, I would spend years focusing on trying to make friendships work, relationships work, business ideas work that just didn't want to work. That just did not want to work with me. Years. Because I was a very loyal person. I still am a loyal person. And I'm telling you, this philosophy changed my life. And I'm seeing here in your reading, Aquarius, that this is the exact philosophy that you need right now. If something's not working, don't wait for it to change. Pivot and keep pivoting until something does work. Second row of cards out, we have the Death card. Right in the beginning of Scorpio season, which is the season of death and rebirth and regeneration. So it definitely feels like major changes are trying to take place for you at this time, Aquarius. And this is coming out right underneath that Emperor in reverse. That old way of doing things, of just grinding and forcing it to work, it's not going to work for you anymore. Especially with Pluto leaving Capricorn this month of November. It's just not going to work anymore. No, it's not. And actually, Aquarius, with Pluto leaving Aquarius, it's going into your sign. Pluto is leaving Capricorn and going into your sign, Aquarius. And that's going to really impact you. Because Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth and regeneration, new eras, end of an old era, beginning of another one. And with this Death card coming out, we definitely see an end of an era for you, Aquarius. The end of an era where you're just undyingly loyal, relentlessly loyal to everyone and everything, even if it's not giving you the same loyalty back. That's what's ending. Center of your spread, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Deceit. Having this come out with Wonjo coming out in reverse. This is a big warning, Aquarius. Keep your eyes peeled for deceitful energies. And when I say deceitful, I'm not just talking about malicious people who want to take from you relentlessly. We're also talking about the friends who won't speak up when you got something in your teeth. The friends that won't speak up when they catch your boyfriend or girlfriend cheating on you. The friends who don't want to hurt you, and therefore they don't tell you when they're bothered by something that you say or do. That's deceitful. That's not loyalty, and that's not love. Pay attention to any vibes you get from that. Or if you are working for someone, like if you have an employer, or even if you are a business owner, or somebody who's like an artist, and you feel like your employer or your fan base or your customers or something are not appreciating what you're doing and not giving back to you in the same way that you give to them, again, that's another one of those energies where it's like, here's somebody who's taking more than they are giving. And it's up to you to have the boundaries to stop giving in those circumstances. We have the Sun. See, this quarter is actually going to be quite positive for you, Scorpio. I'm not trying to scare you off here. I think that these philosophies we speak of the advice that's coming through in this reading, it's actually going to change your life this quarter. And it's going to bring in a whole new reality for you. Did I call you Scorpio earlier? See, now my brain's getting confused. Did I go off on a whole tangent about Scorpio season and how this is your season? Or is my brain just getting mixed up because I just did Scorpio's reading right before yours? If I called you Scorpio at any point, I just want to clarify, this is Aquarius's reading. I'm losing my mind here, guys. All right, let's see. Third row out, we have the King of Goblets in reverse. There may be someone here with a lot of emotions towards you, but again, are they able to speak those emotions? Are they able to be mature enough to have more difficult conversations? These are the pieces of information that you are gathering about people this quarter. We have the 9 of Swords coming out upright. See, if you do not heed the advice given in this reading, you may find yourself in a very emotionally draining position in life, where again, it feels like you're giving, listening, but not receiving, not being heard. So heed the advice. And then final card out, we have the World in reverse. Yeah. End of eras and the beginning of new eras. Very, very significant. I feel like a whole new chapter, a whole new story is wanting to be told for all of us, the collective right now. And the same old things that bothered you in the past, Aquarius, are no longer wanting to be in your life, you know? A chapter is ready to close. It feels like with Pluto exiting Capricorn for you, the old way of doing things doesn't fit anymore. Burning yourself up to a crisp, burning yourself out. Dealing with people who are emotionally unavailable and who don't know how to communicate effectively when they have a problem, you're sick of it. You're sick of that story. You're sick of putting up with people like that. That's what I'm seeing. Dealing with people who don't know how to make a stupid plan or a date, you're sick of it. You're just sick of it. You're not putting up with it anymore. That's the new reality that's coming in for you. And by not putting up with that emotionally unavailable, toxic, sort of masculine energy, and it's not just with men, it's in anyone. But this sort of toxic masculinity, this tolerance for, oh, well, they're broken and they don't know how to deal with their emotions. No, that tolerance is going right out the door. And we see this all in the media right now. All throughout the media, like all of the people who have stepped on the necks of other people to get to where they're at, who misappropriated their power, they're getting called out left and right now. Those old ways of doing things are not going to survive with Pluto going into Aquarius. And this is a transformation that is specifically affecting you very strongly. You, yourself, being an Aquarius, are not tolerating the people who just won't go to therapy even though they don't know how to communicate their emotions. The people who are emotionally unavailable. The people who are people-pleasing, they don't know how to speak up for themselves. That own behavior within yourself, you're not tolerating it anymore. You are, and that brings you directly into sunshine energy. You have the free will to decide what your reality looks like, and with the snap of your fingers, you can decide, I don't feel like putting up with this anymore, and then your whole life changes. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And this new energy, this new world is ready to be born. It's ready to come in. Stunning. Thank you so much for joining me, Aquarius. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this quarter ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there, so check it out. Bye-bye.